game for North Melbourne today.
We knew what we were getting in terms of quality person, and he's just a professional, and he gives himself every chance to play well.
Kangaroos need to respond here, picked up by Higgins. Normally a classy finish of Shaun Higgins, and that was a ripping goal and a nice response from the Kangaroos.
He's an absolute class act. Footy in hand and defensively, he's a pretty complete player.
What about this bloke? Shaun Higgins. Too good.
That's a magnificent kick, isn't it?
I just love him playing footy at the moment. The club's been great, the coach has been great, so yeah, it's good at the moment.
Just about the recruit of the season.
Thanks, Hello. Yes, I've been suitably chastised in the break by Jonathan Brown. Not arguably the recruit of the season. Shaun Higgins is the recruit of the season, and after 9 years with the Dogs, he's headed off to the Kangaroos. And it's fair to say you're in all Australian contention form. Shaun, welcome and congratulations on your form.
Thanks, guys. Cheers.
You've had a scan on the knee today. I don't want to put a scare in the camp of the Kangaroos. How is it?
Yeah, it's good. It's something that's just sort of been floating along for a while, and given where I'm at in the season, we wanted just to see how it's tracking compared to the start of the year. And as it always is, it just happened to be the night that I was coming on here and a night that the cameras were at the scan this morning. But no, all good, and I'll be right to go this week.
So let's go back to the end of last year, and I suppose the majority of last year. You're considering a change. How did North sell themselves to you to be the suitor that you'd accept an offer from?
Well, they just put their case forward. It was a casual meeting to start with. Once I decided that a move was what my footy needed, and then from there it just progressed along the way. And to be honest, from the first meeting and meeting Scotty and the boys, senior management at the club, I just felt a gut feel, I guess, that it was a good fit, and from that moment it was probably locked in.
So when you say they put their case, I mean, give us a bit of detail. What's their case?
So they talk obviously about the club, the position that they're in, both on and off the field. They also spoke about where they see me as a player and where I could fit in to the side, and that was important for me, obviously coming off a couple of years where I was floating in between positions. And was
a flag part of it? Did you see a flag? Was that part of the deal?
No, it wasn't. No, it definitely wasn't sold that there's a flag at the end of the line, because we've all been in footy long enough to know that there's no guarantees. And I said that almost in the first interview that I did, that it wasn't because of the flag, but given that the season that they had last year, it was nice to know that we'd be thereabouts and an opportunity to play finals. But, I made up my mind personally that I'd leave before I had a deal with North Melbourne.
So how many options did you have to choose from? I dare say there would have been a few suitors keen to get your services.
Yeah, well, I was honest when I said the first time I met him that it was almost a done deal in my mind. Manager spoke to a couple other clubs. Personally, I didn't. And then, from there, I was really keen to get that done. I wasn't interested about shopping around or anything like that. I wanted a place that I could enjoy my football, know that I could play a role there, know that I was wanted at a club as well. Not to say that I wasn't, but the club really wanted to get me there. And I've said it just felt like a really good fit from the start.
So sometimes players leave clubs for specific reasons. There's a falling out, or you're not in the coach's plans. You just need a change of scenery or a different environment. And for whatever reason, it's worked at North. What have you seen about the environment at North that has enhanced your ability to get the best football out of yourself?
Yeah, the environment's been great. I mean, the program that they put in place, and that was another thing that they sold really well from a medical point of view and an injury prevention point of view, that they thought they could help me out. And given my history, that was a tick as well. So, that's all ticked off, and we had the chat earlier. I, to be honest, can't put my finger on one thing why my form's been the way it has this year, but it's just a number of things. The enjoyment factor of football, 9 years at one place, and my footy probably was at the crossroads last year, and it was time for a change, like we mentioned.
We're just having a look at your rankings points, and right now you're in your career best form and significantly improved on anything else. I think most people have looked at you from the day that you were drafted and said, it's not quite happening. Speaking to Rodney Eade, your coach for a period of time, we've all seen what your upper level is. Why has it taken so long?
It's a good question. The injuries obviously played a factor. I don't like to use that as an excuse, though, because everyone gets injuries. Unfortunately, I just had, I guess, the wrong injuries, and a few injuries as well that really hampered me, that probably weren't publicised as well. So that was difficult. And
give us an example. You were ill for a while too, weren't you?
Yeah, I had an illness. I had a a neck complaint, which knocked me around for a little bit. But, I mean, players go through injuries like that, so by no means is that an excuse. But, yeah, I guess all the ducks are aligned over the last 12 months, and footy's where I always wish it was.
Did you have, did you chat to the boys at North Melbourne as to where you wanted to play, your preferred position, or did they offer you a role, up forward or down back, wherever it may be, that attracted you to North Melbourne?
The role that I'm playing at the moment was the role that they first came to me with. I never once said, yeah, this is where, for me to come across, I'll play. Yeah. They, Scotty was clear that it was a mid-forward role and said that I could add value in that role. And, I've always thought that's where I play my best footy and have done in the past. Probably haven't got my body in a position to be able to play that in the modern game, where it's probably the hardest working position on the ground. So the pre-season they had was crucial for that, and that's the role I think it suits me best.
I want to ask you about the coach, Brad Scott. I think he's an outstanding football person, but rumour has it, since he had a month off with the bad back, he's come back a different person. Yeah,
I probably have to agree with that, and I've never said that to anyone, but I have noticed it. Maybe going away from footy does funny things to us all, but no, he's been great. I've had a great relationship from the first moment that we met.
So how's he changed?
I think he's just seen the game a little bit. I heard him speak last week that maybe he got caught up in the week-to-week reviewing of games rather than to sit down and go, OK, what do we actually need to do to push for a flag? And no doubt he's come back from that break with a clear focus of this is exactly how we need to play. And I think the results over the last 6 weeks have shown that.
Did he call you guys on the phone during that period that he was out, or did he come down to the club at all throughout that period?
Yeah, he was. I think he had 2 weeks away from the club where he was literally on his back. He had phone during the game, and then he was back at the club. We had a couple of interstate games at the end of his time away, so he was at the club during the week, and then Croc would take over on game day.
Did that message change much from Croc Day throughout that period?
Yeah, it didn't. They were in constant dialogue throughout the week, and I'm pretty sure Scotty would have put across exactly the way we needed to go about it, and then it was left to Croc on game day to do what he needed to do.
Now, Shawnee, you're a beautiful shot for goal. Who's working with Ben Brown on his pre-shot routine? If he's in close, he's OK, but as soon as he gets out near the 50-metre arc, I've never seen a bloke run further away from the target. Have a look here. He runs not just right of the right point post. When you see this angle here, OK, he's lined up, OK, look at the angle he goes. He's running into the members' stand. Where's he going? How on earth can that possibly go through?
He might be getting a bit fatigued. We joke with Brownie that his run-ups that long, he gets fatigued by the time he kicks the ball. But look, Brownie works harder than anyone on his goal kicking, so I'm sure he'll get it right.
A couple of issues. Boomer, when he was made sub, how did you guys deal with that?
As a playing group, we didn't really. We reviewed the game before it. Issues were raised. We dealt with that as we do every week. It was seen that would be the best fit. Players had no issue with it. You play the role that you're given for the team, and for that week it was Boomer to be sub.
And Ben Jacobs, he's found his role. It looked as if he was going to struggle at the start of the season, and something's clicked. He's been given this run with role, and he's taken some big names down in the last month or two.
Yeah, he has, and it's probably only the last couple of weeks that he's getting recognised off the field, but internally the job that he does, and I just mentioned playing your role for the side, it's massive in today's game, and Benny's been amazing in the last 6 or 7 weeks and taken down some big names. And on the weekend, kept Jones to 13 or 14 touches. I think it was a really big effort.
He's very determined. He's a determined character. What's he like athletically? Is he quick? Got good endurance? Is he strong?
He's pretty much good in all those areas without being great, but he's just thrived on the responsibility and given a role each week, which sometimes players respond to that, and he's got a clear focus now what to do on game day.
I'm sure you're aware of all the talk that's going on about the game, people throwing up all sorts of suggestions as to rule changes, zones, players staying back in set positions at stoppages. As a player playing the modern game, do you like the way it's being played? Would you like to see changes made?
Yeah, I'm the wrong person to ask because I love the game at the moment, and I think the game just evolves, and it's come a long way from where it has. But I think the time that's put in during the week and the amount of focus that was on defence the last few years. I think it will shift in the next couple of years. But like I said, love where it's at. We're never going to get perfect games week in and week out and day to day. But I think over time it will sort itself out.
That doesn't make you the wrong person to ask. And I hope that they do ask a number of the players, not just the people that are watching the game and the coaches, as to what we should do with the game. Yeah,
they're certainly part and parcel of the game, along with supporters and a lot of other contributors. Umpires, are they focusing more on the ball winner or the tackler, do you think, at the moment?
Well, hopefully the ball winner. But no doubt, given the rule changes and maybe the interpretation over the last couple of weeks, that may have shifted a little bit. But like I just said before, with the way the games get being played, you'd hate to see guys second-guess themselves whether it's their turn to win the ball or do they wait back and get a free kick. But if you win the footy, you should get rewarded.
Well, you're having a best and fairest standard year. Trouble is, you've got a bloke called Goldstein who's having a double best and fairest standard year. Congratulations on your form with the Kangaroos, and good luck for what is in front of you.
Thanks. Cheers, guys.